Mike here, head trader at your trading group. November 12th, very weak day in the overall markets, down like 600 points in the Dow. All day weakness in the market. And today's lesson is all about taking what the market gives you and not forcing trades, because there was nothing that I liked pre-market today. My watch list was this big. Okay. Wasn't anything that I said, gang, I'm really going to focus on this stock or these couple stocks off the open. There wasn't anything that I really loved. And that mindset kind of put me in wait mode and spectator mode. And I was saying, I'll wait. I'll let my scanners do some work. I don't see anything that I love. It's Veterans Day. Maybe the market's going to be a little light today, and I was just kind of going to let trades come to me and really not try to force anything. And that initial mindset really helped me throughout the day and allowed me to capitalize on a short opportunity in AMRN. I waited that we were gapping down the overall markets, guys, and I waited to see if I saw anything, and I could not find an A+ long setup today. I just couldn't find one. I was looking all day. I'm generally a long-minded trader. I do short. When I do short, it's usually mid caps or large caps. And when I noticed the overall weakness in the market today, we gapped down in the market today and just sold off. There was no bounce attempt whatsoever. And I said, okay, now that I got a little bit more information, I let the market open up, waited about 15 minutes or so to kind of gauge some strength and weakness. And I just saw that such overall weakness in the markets. I said, it's time to flip the script. It's time to look at some short opportunities. There were two stocks on my potential short watch list today. One was AMRN, the other was PCG. I went after AMRN, and I'm going to get to that trade with you. To get to the overall setup, we've got to go out to the daily chart first. The daily chart on AMRN, guys, you see an ascending wedge pattern. Okay, ascending wedges are bearish patterns. They are trend reversal patterns. And typically when the stock breaks below this bottom support trend line, it tends to roll itself over and you get some acceleration to the downside. That's exactly what we saw happen on that AMRN. So I have overall weakness in the market. I've got the stock this AMRN gapping down on the day. I have a bearish setup on the daily chart, possible trend reversal. So the stars are starting to align for the short opportunity on this AMRN. And right off the opening bell, okay, we gapped down, tried to push green, was unable to do so, and sold off. When AMRN sold off, we had real heavy volume come into the downside. Okay, right here, you're looking at 1.8 million share candles on this move to the downside. You're talking about a move from 21 all the way down to 1850 within a matter of minutes. Then you get this bounce attempt on AMRN. The volume that came in on this bounce attempt was extremely light in comparison to the volume that came in when the stock made its first initial move to the downside. Okay, much later volume, less than half the size of these volume bars. You're talking 1.7, 1.8 million shares here, and then when you get to here, you're talking 800, 600, 300,000 shares. Much lighter volume on this bounce back. You see we bounce back up right into the trade line. This yellow line you see on my screen, that's the 9 exponential moving average. And when I draw my Fibonacci retracement level, okay, guys, you guys see a lot of me in a lot of my videos where I use the Fibonacci retracement level when I'm going long. I'm looking to buy a pullback and I'm buying a dip. I'm looking to find where is support kick in on that pullback. You can still use that Fibonacci level to find resistance on bounces when the stock's coming off of a low and you're looking to get short. Same exact concept applies on the bounce as does the pullback. Just instead of going from the low to the high when you're trying to buy a pullback, you go from the high to the low when trying to short the bounce. And when I draw that Fibonacci retracement level out for you from high to the low, the bounce back and the trade line line up perfectly with the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement on that bounce. So now I have favorable volume price action. Okay, so just like similar to when you're looking to buy a pullback, you want to see heavy volume on the way up, lower volume into that pullback, into support, you get long, and you'll catch that next move higher. Same holds true when you're trying to short a stock. You see heavy volume on the way down, lighter volume on the bounce back, you get short, and then you catch that continuation move. It's exactly what I did with AMRN. I waited for that bounce back, and I got short right there, guys, at 1937. The high of this bounce is 1947, so I missed the top of that bounce by 10 cents. I'm really happy with this trade. It was my only trade of the day, one trade. I didn't see anything that I liked in the afternoon. The market was very choppy. I got full size on this AMRN short. I caught real good continuation, had a nice day. It was a good way to start the week. And I'm really happy with the trade because my entry is almost spot on to the high of that bounce, and my final take profit is almost spot on to the low of the day. I missed the low of the day by 20 cents, and I missed the high of that bounce by 10 cents. I'm going to get into my take profits in a minute, but first let me take it to my trade announcements. Here we are at 9:52 a.m., short AMRN at 1937. Okay, so there's my short entry. We then roll it over down to the low of the day. I immediately took some profit off in front of the low of the day in case the low of the day does not break. Okay, back to my trade announcements. So you can see right here at 10:01, 9 minutes after my entry. Took some profit, covered AMRN at 18.59, still holding some. Okay, so I took some profit off right here in front of the low, but I'm still holding the bulk of my position. You see we bounce back. We find resistance again at the trade line. Okay, we go back down to the low of the day, we bounce back up, we find resistance again at the trade line. Roll ourselves back down, make a new low, and on this extension to the downside, I covered the bulk of my position. We'll go back to my trade announcements at 10:30. Okay, so now we're looking at 38 minutes after my entry. I took the bulk of my position off, covered AMRN at 18.21, still holding some. Okay, 18.21, still holding some. Back to the chart, we then bounce back a little bit, and I'm looking for a rollover, looking for it to cover my last final piece down below $18. I almost covered the rest of my position right there. I almost covered it right there, but I held on. It was a quick little spike high. We quickly pulled back in, then rolled over, and then you see the stock started to roll, and I covered the last final piece of my position right there at 17.60. The low of the day is 17.40. So here's your low of the day. There's my final take profit. Back to my trade announcements. You can see at 11:09, final take profit, covered remaining AMRN at 17.60. Okay, was a really nice trade. I got continuation the whole way down. You can see every time I took profit, it was further into the money as the previous take profit, and that's when you know you're getting good continuation and good follow through. When every time you take profit, it's further in the money. And that's when you know you're getting really good continuation and really good follow through, and that's what I got on this trade. So there's my entry, first take profit, second take profit, final take profit, and you can see the stock ended up bouncing back aggressively later in the afternoon. So that final take profit was almost perfect and was a really nice trade. All right. So again, my only trade on the day, I only went after that one trade. Okay. Just to touch upon the overall markets real quick, guys. Tremendous weakness in the market today. Okay, tremendous weakness here in the overall market. I think we're going to get down to 270. So let me kind of walk you guys through what I think is going to happen here with the SPY. I think we're going to get down to 270 on the SPY. I expect support to kick in down there around 270. I'm looking for a possible reverse head and shoulders pattern to form on the SPY, and I will look to trade that accordingly. I think we're going to get to 270, and I expect support to kick in there. Let me show you what I'm looking at. I see a left shoulder, a head, and then a possible right shoulder starting to form with a neckline at this 281 area. So here is your neckline, okay? And I'm looking for the market to find support right here at 270, like we did back here, and for the market to eventually then get itself back up to 280, and then there's your neckline. So I'm looking to see, I mean, it's super early for this pattern. Okay, it's going to take several days for this pattern to develop, if it does develop. And we might break right through 270 and go back down and test 260. That's possible too. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to find some support at 270. There was support at 273 today for quite a while. We bounced off 273 like 5 times today before eventually breaking below it right before the close. I think tomorrow, probably tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, then maybe Wednesday, we get down to that 270, and then I think the market's going to try to bounce off 270. Granted, if no, crazy global macroeconomic event or something happens that can change all of that. But I'm just technically speaking, based on the chart, We'll see if that happens. It's a little pattern that I'm starting to see develop. I'm starting to see form. We'll see if it comes to fruition or not. Today was an aggressive day to the downside. I'm looking to see if 270 holds. All right. So regardless, I think we're getting to 270. It's a matter of if 270 finds support or if we just blow right through it. All right. So I think we're going to get to 270. Maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then maybe on Wednesday. All right. So we'll see. And that's it today, guys. So don't force trades that aren't there. You got to take what the market gives you. And when you notice tremendous overall weakness in the market today, no bounce attempt whatsoever, sometimes it's best to, cut your longs, cut them loose early. Okay, take profits quicker. Or just don't forget about going long and just look for short opportunities. I know some traders can't short, so if you are just looking for long plays, sometimes it's best to just sit on your hands on a day that the market's just tremendously weak. Or if you are in long setups and the market's tremendously weak, look to take those profits off the table quicker so you don't get dragged down with an overall weakness in the market. Okay? So that's it today. I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow. Take care.